We're covering the 50th anniversary of the Caribana. It went under several names. Um, we have a gentleman here, Louis Saldenah. He gave us the whole history of the name changes, and he's a catalyst in the terms of the Caribana, Toronto Carnival. Call it what you want, but it's mass in Toronto. We also know that there's a Saldenah name that's been lingering from Trinidad. So are you the original Saldenah?
No. My father started in 1952 when he brought his first band called Covades, and he was the first band leader to break the bands down into sections. And they call him the historian of Trinidad Carnival. He also introduced metal and short skirts into Carnival. He won 6 Band of the Years in Trinidad, and also he was runner-up 13 times. And if I remember that period growing up as a kid, that was when mass was mass. Full costume, a lot of standards up in the air. I remember being a kid running down the street just to see his band when it started coming at me with all the beautiful standards up in the air. So I was very fortunate to grow up in Trinidad Carnival when mass was really mass,
So did you develop a passion? I mean, the color and the splendor, I guess, is for a kid, it's inviting, but when did you, I think you mentioned the fact that you used to participate in terms of helping him, assisting him?
Yeah, I think when I was 8 or 9 years old, that's when I started to get involved as a kid, started painting, the standards and so on. When I got more involved in the band, in the sense of controlling the membership, doing the accounting and so on.
Hold on. Yeah.
As I got older, I got more involved with the band, with the operation of the whole band. And, growing up as a kid watching his band, it became a little political for him, because I remember that they robbed him a couple times when he should have won. And he actually was the first band leader to boycott the Savannah. I remember the band he brought that I believe it was one of the best bands he ever brought was Julius Caesar, Conquest of God.
I remember all those.
And they put him fourth, and the following year he played Controversy of Time, which the whole band was Wings. When people say Peter Minshall introduced Wings to Trinidad, that was not true. My father band, and I think it was in 1963 when he played Controversy of Time. It was a dragon band, and the whole band was at Wings. He didn't go Savannah, but he won Band of the Year. At the time, they called it Marine Square.
Right,
time.
right, which is in the Independence Square down there.
Yeah, and it's so strange with the Trinidad politics. The following 2 years, he came back, he won Band of the Year with a band called Mexico 1519 to 1521 and Paradise Pacific.
You can't keep a good man down, eh?
Yeah, and the last Band of the Year he won was in 1968, El Dorado, the City of Gold. I thought the following year he should have won also with a band called Psychedelic Latin America. But of course the politics came into play again, and he came third. And a couple of years after that, that's when I migrated to Toronto.
What year that was?
1970, March 1970. And the Caribana parade.
But when you came to Toronto, did you have any integral part in your father's band? Did you evolve by that time and was participating in the band in terms of hands-on?
I was totally involved in the band, and I used to play mass in the band. I started when I was, 9 years old, and when I left, that was the last time I participated in 1970.
Okay, so you were the participant. So now, did you get into the Caribana situation like right away, or what?
No, when I came up in 1970, I went to school and came up as a teenager, late teenagers, and 7 parade went by before I got involved. And actually, my dad came up here because he had quit bringing mass. And we brought the first band, which was Shangri-La, together. And then he just dropped out and I took over after that.
Okay, so your dad actually was here and brought the first band?
With him,
and that's
yeah.
what, 75?
77.
77.
Which was Shangri-La. We won Band of the Year, King and Queen. So we had about 98 people that played mass with us.
Okay.
And
who were the bands around at that time, if
well,
you could recall?
They had Ken Shah, Nip Davis,
Yes.
Ernest Costello, Whitfield Belasco. You know, they had good people. You know, Toronto was very fortunate that they had good, creative people that settled here in Toronto. That's why the carnival today is so good. Going back in the late 70s, my father came, we did a band together, and in 1982 he went back to Trinidad and he took in sick. And in 85 he passed. Well, actually, 83, 84, I did not participate after winning Band of the Year in 82. I didn't want to, I had really made up my mind not to participate anymore because there was too much politics involved and there was too much backstabbing. And I wasn't into that West Indian thing where people bad-mouthing you and saying a lot of negativity. But my father went back to Trinidad when he took in sick and he died in 85. And in his dying bed, he told me in his exact words, "Don't let them run you." And I came back, and our record speaks for itself. We won 17 Band of the Years, and we came runner-up 12 times.
Okay, that's a very good record. It's 50 years here. What, besides the winning and stuff, we have a lot of changes, the name change, the ups and downs and stuff. Where do you think it's at right now? Where do you think the Caribana is at right now?
Well, you know, like I always say, when you're involved in a parade like this, especially we as West Indians come up to this country and we brought our culture here, one of the fundamental mistakes we make, we did not get politically involved. And when I say politically involved, I mean backing up the right politicians, intermingling with the politicians, and basically when you do that, you have more clout and you get basically what you want. And there's so many mistakes that the way how this festival is operated, it's unbelievable. You know, first to begin,
you have no position.
No, well, I go to a lot of meetings with them and I give my views, you know, I mean my strong views, but it's just going in deaf ears, man. It's so sad.
Yeah.
So many times I talk to them. This year, band leaders had a meeting. We had the person who is running the parade. I went after him to tell him the bad decisions they're making. Band leaders sit down there, didn't say anything. He come in here, talk to my right-hand guy and say, "Talk to Louis for me. Why is he giving so much trouble?" Other band leaders don't have a problem, but the problem with band leaders is they're afraid to talk. Because when they say something, they figure they'll be victimized
based
by
on
the
what,
FMC.
judging?
Based on
Victimizing?
giving their point of view where the parade is concerned.
But what's the backlash in terms of
Judging.
Yeah, but you give up right and wrong just because you're coming third or fourth or fifth.
That is our mindset of our people. They haven't get out of that zone yet. And I told you previously, when I've seen when the Caribana people was involved in meetings at City Hall and the province, I was involved. The FMC group, I was involved. And they sit there and don't say anything. All they talk is about security, what they're going to do, how they're going to handle the parade, and most probably don't even negotiate the funding. They accept what the politicians
But it's
say.
kind of, what is it called this year, the 50th anniversary?
It's not Caribana anymore, it's the Festival Management Committee. But like I say...
Is that the name of the parade? What's the name of the parade?
It's Peaks, which is the sponsor, Peaks Toronto Caribbean Parade, or Caribbean Festival. That's the name.
What are you playing, what are your band portraying this year?
We're playing Celebration Time.
Is that a title based on the 50th, or is just something you're doing?
It's based on Canada 150th celebration and the Caribana, the Toronto Caribbean Carnival 50th. So I combine the both and I call it celebration time. Our band is comprised of 16 sections and we have around 4,300 people playing mass with us.
So what you...
We depicting the Caribbean because the Caribbean people came here and was involved in this big festival that it is today. So we play in different sections in the Caribbean, like we play in the Buckle Reef.
Okay.
From Trinidad, we play in the Limbo from Trinidad, and we play in all the little different Caribbean islands. And we also play in, we break the band down into two, 8 Canadian sections and 8 Caribbean.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what the Canadian sections are like?
We have Maple-licious, which is right above you here. We have the Canadian Indians.
Good.
You know, we have Victoria's Secret, right? And we have I forget one of the 9 sections we have in the band called Royal Caribbean, which dignifies the whole of the Caribbean. So we try to bring the both together. And
everything is together now coming into this last week. How you feel about the preparation and being ready to go on Saturday?
Well,
what number are you
we're
on?
going number 4 in the parade. The parade starts at 8:30, and based on what the management told us that we should be moving around 10 o'clock. Hence the reason I went number 4. I had the opportunity to go much earlier, but I figured for the first, normally the parade starts at 11, and we don't move until 11:30. But I dropped back because this is the first time we're going early in the history of the parade, the starting time. So I figured some of my masqueraders would be there a little late, to give them time to, come and have a great time. My main objective is, I'm not really interested in winning anymore. My main objective is the masquerader themselves having a great time.
Well, I think that was the initial. That was the initial from the emancipation and everything. Yes. I think that was the initial. So going back to the roots, the foundation of it was a free up time.
Exactly.
Where the slaves and everybody free up and stuff.
Yes.
So how does the numbering go? Is it a pulling? You say you had a choice of, does the numbering of the bands by a pulling system, random pulling system?
It's based on the previous results. I came second in the parade, so I have the opportunity, once the first band pick where they want to go, and then I can pick where I want to go in the parade. So, and it goes down the line from 1 to, if it's 10 bands in the parade, the band that finished last pick last.
Yeah?
Yeah. That's
categories. A band, big band. I thought the home like is big band, small band, medium band. So
correct.
What is A band?
A band's like in Trinidad. We have a number 750 or more is an A band. Between 300 and 749 is a B band.
Okay.
And under 300 is a...
So that's big, medium, small then?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, just like in Trinidad.
So that's information for the people. Okay.
Yeah, that's like...
Louis, I want to thank you for giving me all the information on Caribana / FMC into Scotia Carnival and the history of your dad and stuff. I know in the early years it was between Sally and Bailey. There was the 2 big mats. So I want to thank you and I wish you all the best in competition. I don't think it's really for me it's everything but your display and getting that joy to people getting the music and watching the masqueraders perform. I think that's really the joy for you. I don't know if it's the winning, but for us as the spectators, it's all about watching the mass and the colorful. So I want to thank you for giving me this time.
No problem. You're quite welcome.
All right. So we can take